It's time to add a third tray to our worm bin, as the first and second tray are getting filled, and we have 5 trays to fill total, which can hold up to 10,000 worms. Every time you check on your Vivor worm bin, always check the very bottom layer. You don't actually want worms down there. That bottom tray is just to catch any additional moisture that may be coming out of your worm bins. I have my lowest tray lined with cardboard, but some sneaky worms can always figure out their way down there, which is their demise if I don't find them in time. After corralling the worms and replacing my cheesecloth, checking on my second bin, which is almost completely comprised of harvestable worm castings and worm cocoons. Worm towers like this are designed vertically with holes for the worms to go up and down. So when you add another tray on top, you will only feed the top tray, encouraging the worms to migrate up and leaving their worm castings in the lower bins. I added some fresh coco coir to the top tray. I am moving my pumpkins and some of my bigger material out of my old feeding tray, and all the trays will nest inside of each other so the worms can migrate up and down. As your worms consume your leftover food scraps, compostable items such as brown cardboard, brown paper, they leave behind worm castings. Due to the digestive tract of the worm, it's important for them to have grit inside their food. You should be saving all your eggshells and roasting them, then blending them into as fine of a powder as you can get and sprinkling it throughout your worm trays, especially when feeding, so that they can ingest it and keep their digestive tract moving properly. Here are a couple tips for keeping fruit flies out of your worm bin. Fruit flies come in from eggs laid on fruit typically. So if you pre-freeze all your food scraps, this will kill any eggs, and it will also break down the cell structure of the food, making it decompose faster, speeding up the production of your worm bin. Secondly, if you blend your food scraps into a puree, it breaks down faster, more available for the worms. And third, digging a little bit of a hole, putting in your food scraps and then burying them is another great way to keep any pests from getting attracted. I'm just going to leave this pumpkin here and come back in a few weeks to check again.